Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're diving into something huge. I'm talking about a massive, fundamental transformation that's headed straight for your workplace retirement plan. It's being called the 2026 shift, and honestly, it is going to completely flip how we all view our future financial security. So, let's just get right into it and break down exactly what this means for you.
But before we get into the actual nuts and bolts of this shift, I gotta pose a kind of terrifying question. Will you outlive your retirement savings? Look, it's the single biggest fear for most of us when we're mapping out our golden years, right? I mean, you saved diligently for literally decades, but what if the math just doesn't stretch?
In the financial world, they have a name for this specific threat. They call it longevity risk. And that's just the very real danger of outliving your money, even if you survive well into your 80s, 90s, or even 100s. The whole burden of doing that DIY math, trying to figure out exactly how much you can safely withdraw every single month without accidentally hitting zero, it's a massive, massive source of stress. And eliminating that stress, well, that is exactly what the 2026 shift is trying to solve.
Section 1. The core shift, moving to a new future.
Okay, let's dive into this. Historically, the old way of doing things was all about helping you save up this single giant pile of money. Basically, your 401k was just this massive, static savings account, and it was entirely on you to manage the withdrawals so the whole thing wouldn't just disappear. But the new way? It is entirely focused on securing a paycheck for life. So, instead of staring at a static pile of cash, the whole system is evolving to provide you with a guaranteed monthly income. It's kind of like bringing back the reliability of those old-fashioned company pensions.
Now, to actually pull this off, the industry is doing something they call the industrialization of longevity assets. I know, that is some incredibly heavy jargon right there. But all it really means is the professional creation of financial products that are literally designed to last as long as you live. Think of it like getting wholesale pricing for a done-for-you pension. Because you're getting this through your employer, you actually get these institutional rates, which are way, way cheaper than going out and buying a private annuity all by yourself.
Section 2. How lifetime income works. Mechanics under the hood.
So how does this actually work? Well, the process embeds these insurance-backed guarantees right into your options through 3 pretty straightforward steps. Step 1 is accumulation. This is during your working years where you just invest in an income-ready fund that automatically adjusts your risk. Pretty standard stuff. But step 2 is the decision. When you reach retirement, you actually get to choose the percentage of your savings that you want to lock in for steady payments. And then step 3 is activation. You basically hit the button, the insurance kicks in, and boom, they start sending you regular payments, totally regardless of what the stock market is doing.
Now, there's a huge ecosystem of players working together behind the scenes to actually make all this happen. You've got plan sponsors who pick the providers, asset managers who build the actual funds, insurance carriers, and these guys are absolutely crucial because they provide the real guarantee. Right? They're the ones paying out even if your account hits zero. Then you have regulators providing safe harbor rules. But here's the really cool part. Pay attention to the record keepers. These are platforms like Fidelity or Vanguard. Very soon, they aren't just going to show you a big total balance anymore. They're actually going to show you an exact monthly income estimate. Game changer, right? Section 3. Impact on your future. Upgrading stability.
So when is all this happening? Well, the pivotal moment for this massive behavioral shift is the year 2026. That is the target year when these guaranteed income products are really expected to become a completely standard, super easy-to-use part of your retirement menu. It's just right around the corner.
Let's talk about the ripple effect of this shift, because it's huge. First off, it fundamentally transforms your 401k from just a standard savings account into a true replacement salary. And that vastly lowers your stress. I mean, just imagine knowing for sure that your basic bills are covered for life. Suddenly, a massive market crash is a whole lot less terrifying. On a macro level, having an entire generation of retirees with guaranteed income, that really supports consistent consumer spending for the whole economy. Plus, new portability rules mean you can actually take this lifetime guarantee right along with you if you decide to change jobs.
Section 4. Risks and trade-offs. The full picture.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real pros of standardizing these options. The practical implications here are just incredibly strong. You gain higher certainty, right? That allows you to plan your whole lifestyle around a guaranteed minimum monthly floor. You also get simplified choices. You're basically letting the plan handle all that complicated DIY pension math for you. And crucially, you get inflation protection. A lot of these assets actually include features that will increase your payout over time to match rising prices, which is absolutely vital.
But we absolutely have to look at the other side of the coin here because it's not all just magic. First off, there is complexity. These products definitely have way more moving parts than your simple everyday stock fund. Second is reduced liquidity. Once you lock in that steady paycheck, well, you often can't just withdraw it as some massive lump sum if you have an emergency. Third is counterparty risk. That essentially means you are heavily relying on the actual financial strength of the insurance company backing the guarantee. And finally, opportunity cost. Look, if the stock market goes on an absolute tear, a massive bull run, your locked-in funds might grow a bit slower than they would in a pure stock portfolio.
So the crucial point is, at the end of the day, there is a fundamental catch here. You're making a very specific trade. You're basically giving up the fluid ability to cash out a massive lump sum for unexpected emergencies, and in exchange, you're getting rock-solid guaranteed stability. It's a trade-off.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a final thought to just kind of turn over in your mind. The next time you log in to check your retirement portal, ask yourself, do you see a pile of money or do you see a paycheck for life? Because this evolution, it is rapidly approaching, and understanding it right now is the absolute best way to prepare. Thanks so much for learning with me today.